now we're finding out maybe the best NBA trainer in the absolute business would like to train Caitlin Clark this offseason.
With a major story. So it looked like famed NBA trainer Chris Brickley has broken his silence about Caitlin Clark and potentially working with her to make a healthy recovery.
Caitlin Clark has made a move that's sending shockwaves through the league. She's been seen training with Chris Brickley, the elite NBA performance coach known for helping superstars like LeBron James and Kevin Durant maintain peak form well into their late 30s. After a season heavily impacted by injuries, Clark is clearly upgrading her preparation in ways rarely seen in the WNBA. Her competitors should be concerned because she's coming back stronger and smarter. The real question now is whether training with a top NBA coach gives Caitlin Clark an unfair edge over other WNBA players.
This is what I like to hear. This is what I like to hear. I'm all in. I'm all in on this move. I've been saying I want to see Caitlin Clark train with some new higher level elite training. I want her to get the hell away from Indiana as far as training. I don't want her practicing with Stephanie White. I don't want her working with the Indiana Fever training staff, even though they're getting a new senior advisor and all that. I don't want none of that. I think there's a few things that Caitlin, if she add these few things to her bag, she's definitely unstoppable. Chris Brickley, legendary NBA trainer working with the likes of Carmelo Anthony. When y'all saw Carmelo Anthony lose all that weight and get in shape, Hoodie Melo, he worked with Carmelo Anthony, Jimmy Butler, Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, LeBron James.
Chris Brickley showing interest in training Caitlin Clark this offseason is the kind of development that should make WNBA players uneasy. For anyone unfamiliar with Brickley, here's a quick explanation. He's not just respected or popular. He's widely considered one of the best private basketball trainers in the world. His client list looks like a Hall of Fame lineup, featuring names such as LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, and many other NBA greats. Now that he wants to work with Clark, the potential impact on her game could be massive.
Sure, of that specific team.
Yeah,
so
yeah. You just called it.
Sometimes
some teams are like, no,
they've got
you need
people
to be with me a year for the first 3 years. This is happening with me and Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin Clark finished her rookie season. We've been talking for a few years, and
you worked with Caitlin Clark?
So we were going to work last summer, but I was gonna have to go to Indianapolis, and I respected when you're young on your team, you work.
Brickley recently spoke on a podcast about his desire to train Clark. He explained that they've been communicating for several years and nearly worked together last offseason, but the timing didn't align. At the time, Clark was expected to train at the Indiana Fever's practice facility, which is common for young players. Most stay with team staff, remain local, and focus on building chemistry within the organization. Brickley respected that approach and didn't push. But after what became an injury-plagued season, he's now hoping Clark will travel to New York this offseason and fully commit to a more advanced training program.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping now this season, this off season,
I love it.
I'm hoping that she'll come to New York and we'll get some work. And she's the reason why the WNBA has become so big. I would love to work with her.
Yeah.
She's an amazing talent. She's changed the game.
She has absolutely changed.
Yeah.
Women's sports.
For sure.
Just
and I love
generally
competitiveness too.
Oh man, I know. She's that's the other piece too, that it's okay for women to be competitive.
Sure.
And
the timing of this potential partnership is ideal because Clark urgently needs a change in her training approach. The 2025 season was a disaster. She played in only 13 regular season games due to injuries. 13 games. For a player expected to be the face of the league, someone who brought unprecedented attention and revenue to the WNBA, and was supposed to take a major step forward, that's devastating. Something clearly went wrong in how her body was prepared, and it's hard to ignore the role of the Fever's training staff. Clark spent the previous offseason focused heavily on strength training, adding muscle and changing her physique. Many believe this was necessary after the physical punishment she endured as a rookie. However, adding muscle without the right training structure can increase injury risk. Her groin injury, which sidelined her for most of the season, fits that pattern. These injuries often stem from imbalances, reduced flexibility, or explosive movement with a body that hasn't fully adapted. This is where Chris Brickley stands out. He's not just a strength coach or skills trainer, but a complete performance specialist focused on longevity. His history with players like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Carmelo Anthony shows how smart, science-based training can extend careers and maintain elite performance. Brickley's methods clearly deliver results because his clients remain healthy and productive well into their late 30s, something that's extremely rare in professional basketball. Most players begin to decline in their early 30s as years of physical wear catch up to them. Brickley's athletes, however, seem to age in reverse. They play longer, stay healthier, and maintain elite performance while their peers retire or fade into smaller roles. If Clark can apply that same knowledge and training philosophy, she could add years to her career and avoid the injury problems that ruined this season. The fact that Brickley is actively seeking the chance to work with her speaks volumes about how highly he views her potential. He doesn't need Clark's name to boost his reputation. His resume already includes the biggest stars in basketball. He doesn't chase attention or clout. So when he publicly says he wants to train Clark, credits her with changing the game, and acknowledges her role in the WNBA's growth, that's genuine respect from someone who understands greatness. Some fans strangely see this as a negative, which makes no sense. How could training with one of the best coaches in basketball be anything but a huge positive? The only explanation is a lack of understanding about who Brickley is or blind loyalty to the Fever organization. The truth is, the team failed Clark this season. She entered the year supposedly in peak condition and broke down after just 13 games. That's a failure in preparation and management. The Fever's medical and training systems don't inspire confidence. Injury updates were unclear, protocols didn't work, and the organization doesn't appear equipped to support a player of Clark's importance. She needs access to the best resources available, even if that means spending large portions of the off-season training in New York with Brickley. One detail from Brickley's podcast is that he also trains Angel Reese. Some people see that as a criticism, but it actually strengthens his credibility. Elite trainers work with multiple players, even rivals. That's normal. Reese trusting him shows how widely respected he is. And while Brickley is exceptional, he can't create greatness out of nothing. Results still depend on the player. Ultimately, the outcome depends on talent, work ethic, and coachability. The contrast between how Clark's season actually unfolded and how it might have gone with better preparation is striking. She was expected to elevate her game, build on a strong rookie year, and establish herself as the league's best player. Instead, she spent most of the season rehabbing while her team struggled without her. That wasn't just disappointing for Clark, it hurt the entire league. The WNBA needs her healthy because she drives fan interest, attendance, and revenue growth. Her absence negatively impacted viewership and overall competition. Going forward, Clark needs to take greater control of her career. She's been loyal to the Fever, trusting their staff and systems, but after this season, that loyalty may be misplaced. She must prioritize working with the best professionals available, regardless of team affiliation. If that means extended training time in New York with Brickley, so be it. If it means hiring outside experts for nutrition, recovery, or mental performance, that's necessary too. Her career is too valuable to leave in the hands of people who've already failed to protect her health. Professional basketball places enormous demands on the body, and the WNBA schedule allows little recovery time. Clark needs a system that balances performance, durability, and recovery. Brickley's track record shows he understands that balance better than most. His athletes log heavy playoff minutes year after year without breaking down. Beyond the physical side, there's also a mental advantage. Brickley has worked closely with the world's best players. He knows what separates good from legendary. That perspective can help Clark manage pressure, expectations, and long-term growth. That mentorship may be just as valuable as the training itself. A fully healthy Clark, already the most skilled offensive player in the league, would be terrifying for opponents. Her shooting range, vision, and playmaking are unmatched. Add durability and properly integrated strength, and she becomes nearly unstoppable. 7. Many of the greatest players in WNBA history never had access to trainers at Brickley's level because those resources weren't widely available or emphasized in women's basketball. Clark now has that opportunity, and it isn't unfair. It's smart. She's using every tool available to maximize her potential, and others could do the same instead of complaining. There's also a financial reality to consider. Elite private training is expensive, and Brickley's services don't come cheap. Clark can afford it thanks to her Nike deal and endorsement income, giving her resources most players don't have. That's the reality of professional sports. Stars earn more and can invest more in staying elite. Nike and LeBron James add another layer to this situation. Clark has a signature shoe deal with Nike, and LeBron has openly supported her for years. It would make perfect sense for Nike to help facilitate or even fund training with Brickley as an investment in protecting one of their most valuable athletes. A LeBron-backed endorsement of that partnership would send a powerful message across the league. The Fever organization should support this move, not resist it. Their role is to help Clark reach her highest level, not control every aspect of her development. If training with Brickley makes her healthier and more durable, the Fever benefit directly. Resisting outside help would be short-sighted, though unfortunately consistent with how they've handled things so far. Caitlin Clark working with Chris Brickley changes everything heading into next season. After an injury-ruined year, she's taking control of her career and committing to elite preparation. Her rivals should be concerned, because she's positioning herself to return healthier, stronger, and more dominant than ever.